Good afternoon, legends, and thank you for tuning in to our live Taipan Team Endurance Q&A here. I'm here with Mick Stewart. Michael, how are you?
Mate, it's been a great weekend. So yeah, good.
Great weekend. Good to hear, man. How's your Chrissy while we wait for a few people to get on? Had a good holiday period? Did you get any time to
Chrissy
relax?
was good, nice and quiet. Went for a big ass bike ride yesterday to see my niece up in Brisbane and back. So got over the border and back. They couldn't stop me. It's good.
Beautiful, beautiful. And guys, if you are watching, give us a hashtag live. If you are watching a replay, give us a hashtag replay. And what I'm going to do is just very quickly, I'm just going to share this live into the FitFam group. I'm just going to share to a couple of places. And then we're going to get straight into what we're doing today, which is talking all about Taipan. And basically what it is, what we're doing, what we stand for, who we are. We're going to get into that. So a heap of people jumping on. I'm going to bring these comments on very, very quickly. Now, let's start with who we are. I think that's probably a good place to start, Mick. We are uniquely Australian, the pair of us, and that's going to be very evident in the DNA of our event from day one. It is going to be a very, very Australian event. What I might do real quick is I might just run through these comments. We've got Donna here, Maddie Probes, Sarah, Maddie Day, Funzi, Tash, Ree, Edith, Alana, Chris, Sky, Jim, Tash twice, I think, Justin, Carlos, Andrew. We got heaps of people on. Jim's saying smile, Mick.
Yeah, I was a little...
Smile. You're live. Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining us for our big announcement. So, who we are? We are Australian, Mick and I. We are both, I would say, extreme endurance athletes. Maybe if not at the extreme competitive end, we are probably at the extreme stupid end. That's definitely both of us. Mick's done things like 24-hour events blindfolded. Disgusting stuff. I've been taking people up in the mountains with backpacks full of weight for years now. We love this stuff. We're both multi-sport athletes. We both participate in a lot of different things. Jim's saying both weirdos. Yes, that's why you love us, blood. That's why we get along, man. Because you're about as fucking strange as we are. Now, I've done all sorts of events. And I've taken influence from a lot of different places. Mick, are we going to announce what we're planning to do in June?
In June? Yeah, why not? Let's tell them.
Fuck it. So Mick and I are going to do an Ironman in June. But my rules for myself, I'm not allowed to do a swimming race. I'm not allowed to do a bike race. I've just got to go straight to a full Ironman. Mick, have you done a triathlon?
Nope.
Cool. So that sort of explains the type of fucking idiots we are. So
my swimming ability, I will tell you, I'm better off holding a rock and running under, holding my breath, than I am swimming on the surface.
What is it, 3.5 Ks of that? You'll be fine. All right, so Taipan is going to have a lot of elements. It's going to have a lot of elements from a lot of different things that we've done over the years, and a lot of things that we like, a lot of things that we don't like. It is going to be unique. We have a lot of really interesting ideas that we're going to bring to this event space. We're going to do a lot of things that haven't been done before, or at least we haven't seen happening here. For anyone who's done a 28-day challenge with me or anything like that, I try to break the mold with everything I do. I try to innovate. I do not, everything I do, I try to do in different ways, and try and make fitness about, try and give everything my unique spin, and that's what we're going to do with Taipan. So what Taipan is, the Taipan Team Endurance is going to be a team-based event. There's going to be a really, really, really strong emphasis on teamwork. So much so that you will not be able to join Taipan the day of. You will not be able to buy your ticket the day before. You will have to buy a ticket at least 7 days before, because there is going to be, you're going to have to get introduced to your team. You're going to have to learn and know your team before the event starts. This will not be at the start line, you shake hands for the first time. You're going to know each other digitally before you get together at the event. There's going to be things like items that you will need to bring to the event that are going to be released as clues in the lead up to the event. And as a team, you will have to solve these. And these will be items that are critical to your event. And if you turn up without these items, the event is going to be very difficult. So there's going to be this teamwork element prior to the event ever taking place. Anything you want to add there about teams, Mick? I know you had some really cool ideas.
Basically, we are emphasizing on team. You are going to prep as a team, knowing what to bring together as a group, and that's so you all execute. There is no I at all. It is completely you and your team. And yeah, as I said, the lead up to it will help you decide what these teams are. These might be small teams, these might be big teams, but the whole lead up to the event will explain everything like that for you.
And it might be that the events are going to be capped at 60 people. That's as many as we can crowd control, and make sure that we deliver the quality that you guys know us for. It may be that the whole 60 is one team, and then they'll get split into smaller teams during the events. So Matt's just asked a question. We are going to come through at the end and get to the questions, but so we sign up as individuals and are allocated a team. It will depend on the event. It may be that you are a team of 60. And then during the event, we might whittle it down and do different things. Now, one thing that we are going to be doing that we believe is very different to anyone else in the event space is, I guess if you're going to think about what Taipan is, you want to sort of think about a mix between, say, an OCR event, an escape room, if you've done one of those puzzle rooms, and the amazing race. That would be how I would describe the three things. It's going to be a very strong community focus. So what we want to do, both Mick and I, is we want to go into local communities, and we want to work with those local communities, and we want to help those local communities. We want to leave the communities better than what we found them. Anyone who's done a 28-day challenge with me as well knows the type of stuff that we're talking about. I had in my last challenge, I had guys out picking up rubbish. I had guys doing volunteering in their community. So there's going to be that side of things. And to give you guys a bit of an idea of what that might look like, you might have to bring a tree sapling to the event that you will then have to look after and take care of and make sure it survives to the end of the event, which we will then plant at the end of the event. And we might regenerate a very small area of say, a park or a protected area. So we're going to go in, we're going to do things for those communities. I really want this Taipan, brand to be about getting Australians back in touch with the world we live in and this beautiful country and the natural world around them. And we want to teach people how to preserve the land that we live in and how to be more sustainable and how to take what we teach them and continue with those lessons after our event. So how to live in, I guess, a little bit more in balance with nature. And that's what we want to do. There may be events like, our brand Taipan. It's the most deadly snake in the world, the inland Taipan. I bet almost no one watching this video, except maybe Jim Bullard, would know what to do if somebody gets bitten by a snake. So part of what might be a challenge as a team is somebody's been bitten by a snake. Now we're going to have to work with these very few items, and you have to get from point A to point B as a team, doing these things along the way, and we'll create these scenarios. So there's a lot of fun that we can have in this framework. But I really want it to be about this getting back in touch with nature and learning about nature, learning about the native animals. Mick, the first event is going to be in Bundjalung country. And Mick, do you want to talk a little bit about that and sort of what that stands for?
So Bundjalung, that is the Aboriginal country of the original landowners, that area. I'm actually Bundjalung. My mother is an Aboriginal elder. So I've grown up I was lucky enough to grow up in the Aboriginal community. I get to hear the stories. I got to learn so much, and this is what Taipan will bring to it. Elements you'll learn is about some will be the Aboriginal languages. So like for Bundjalung, for children, we call them Jargons. And okay, so you're going to learn stuff like this as well, that you'll be able to educate. We're going to educate you about what I've learned through my many areas of traveling through different countries, Aboriginal countries and stuff like that, and learning all about these different things. These are going to be uniquely to each element where we have it.
Yeah. So to sort of word that a different way. So as we go into individual areas, the Bundjalung people have their own stories and their own mythology and their own history, and we are looking to build that history and that story into our events. So a lot of the things that you'll be doing will be puzzles designed around the history and the culture of the Bundjalung. But if we go into and do an event in Victoria, it will be a different people with a different language and a different culture and different mythology and different stories. And that's how these events will be uniquely different depending on where they go. And
there's over 200 Aboriginal areas to choose from, and that's 200 different languages.
Yeah. And that's different areas that we can go into, and we can do a little bit of good, and we can, maybe clean up an area, maybe plant some trees. There's a lot of different ways that we can create challenges that are going to help. So I guess that was sort of what I wanted to come on and chat about today. This is what I wanted to, and what we wanted to talk about. Jim said 200 different events.
Different events, excellent.
Awesome. Jimmy, we'll see you at every single one of them. Sean Lusham's here. Matty Probes just Googling treatment for snake bites. Don't worry, man. We'll show you how to do it on the event. Donna's saying, I hope I'm not on your team. Oh, I hope I'm on your team now, to Matty. And Chris Arnardis is here as well. So, Mick, can you think of anything else that you want to add? I guess we, as we've said on earlier lives, we're obviously a lot more clear and a lot more distilled, and I guess presenting the information better, even if it was rattling around in our heads a few weeks ago. And that's the reason for this Q&A today, is to let you guys know who we are, what we're about, what we are going to be doing, and why we are unique in the event space. Now, you are going to have to bring some items, just like anyone who's come out on one of my pack marches from hell in the Blue Mountains and more recently in the Gold Coast. You're going to turn up with a pack. You're going to turn up with a bit of weight in that pack. You're going to turn up with your own water, and we're going to walk and we're going to do push-ups and squats along the way and different stuff. We've been doing this type of thing for a long time. So there is going to be some basic items that you are going to have to bring. Basically, I think all you're going to need from a maybe expensive gear perspective is a pack and the ability to carry your own water, but you can just throw bottles of water in your pack. That's fine. Everything else, as far as any gear that you may need to bring, and it will be different for each event, we are going to keep that budget down under $50. So that's just a consideration to take as well. Can you think about anything else specifically, Mick? Otherwise, I'll just, I guess,
with the item list and stuff like that, it will be, there'll be individual aspects of it, but there'll also be parts where you'll communicate with your team. It's not just everyone's got to bring everything. It's like, okay, you might need 3 of this, 5 of this. So this is where the team communication comes in. You will be getting in your team groups, organized and showing up together, sort of thing. Not just showing up and hoping someone's covering your ass.
Yeah. Yeah, it is going to be a team event.
Yeah.
Jim said it'll keep me off the streets until they take me away in a body bag. Not from snake bite, been there, done that. Is it an elimination type of race? No. No. It's not going to be an elimination type of race. This one's going to be a team-based event. So if you can complete a 10K obstacle event, you can complete this. We are actually going to release I wouldn't say fit test. We're going to release a workout, which might be covering a certain amount of distance, doing a certain amount of push-ups on your toes or knees, doing a certain amount of sit-ups. Think like the police entry fucking exam. We're going to have something like that, but it's going to be like a chipper style workout that you can work your way through, and providing you can do it in the time cap, you're going to be able to, complete this event. It is going to be an event where if you go in, and what we want to do is create more of a balance of teams. So instead of, previous endurance events where I've gone where the big strong guys like myself and Mick dominate because we're big and strong, we want it to be that if you just turn up with big strong guys, maybe who aren't so good at puzzles, you're going to fucking struggle a little bit. So you're going to have some people who, maybe aren't as fit, but are really good lateral thinkers, and they're going to get your team through certain challenges. So it's about having, celebrating that we are all different. We do have all different strengths and weaknesses, and that's sort of what we're looking to do. And then we're bundling that up into the, the mentality that we both have, that you need to get out and do tough fucking things to get stronger, to get more resilient. But it's about having fun along the way. If you've done an escape room, they're challenging, they can do your head in, but they're very satisfying and they're fun. And that's what we want to bring to it as well. I think Chris is saying Jim knows about snake bites on course, SRA 2016. Matty Probes is saying, hate to ask, what type of cost for the race are we looking at? So what I'll do, I'm going to release the link to, the main page, the main info page. And you guys can check that out. We know that there are a few details that haven't been specifically firmed up yet for, what we're calling the hardcore early bird sign up. There is a bit of a discount. So if you're prepared to go out on a limb with us, and know that we are going to do we might not be able to give you all the details now, but we are going to bring you the best event we physically can. If you're ready to go out on that limb with us, you are going to get a discount. The initial cost that we're launching is 137 AUD per ticket. Now that's going to include a finisher singlet. It's also going to include a bit of bling, a bit of finisher medal as well. So as far as Bree's saying bringing a big strong guy, looking forward to puzzles again. Bring Maddie. I hope that's who you're talking about. And yeah, that's exactly it, Reese. So, the big strong guy is going to help you with the challenges where you got to carry shit from point A to point B, and you're going to be a little bit better in the puzzles. Everyone is going to do their bit. Think about we may get you to carry other team members during course of the event, but instead of us telling you who you're going to carry, you're going to decide as a team who is the person that needs the rest, who is not keeping up, who is the person that needs their pack carried by somebody else. How can we make the people who are weaker, the people who are not as physically able, how can we handicap it so that they can keep up? And that's what this is going to be about. So hopefully that makes sense. As far as the fit test, it's not going to be you have to qualify to us to be allowed to do the event. It's more something that I see people be very intimidated by the idea of something without, I can say to somebody, come and do the spit to Manly with me, and it's 10 Ks into Manly, and then we're going to have a coffee, and then it's 10 Ks back out, and it's a hike. And it's not actually that difficult. But when you explain it to somebody and tell them the numbers of it, they think, oh, fuck, I wouldn't be able to do that. So we want to avoid that. So the fitness test is going to be, say, a workout, a chipper style workout that if you can complete in under an hour, that you're going to be able to get through our challenge. And we will build the event around that difficulty level. But if you are just struggling to get that event done, and you're going in with a couple of strong people, if you play it smart, you can get through the event. And that's sort of going to tee into another question that I saw from Alana. Is it para-adaptive inclusive? Yeah. Because I've done events where I've carried people who have been, unable to keep up. And that's what this is going to be about. This is going to be about not mattering who is, you know, what people's individual limitations are, you get through as a team. We have this synergy that is created where the whole is stronger than the individual parts could be. And that's, I guess, what we're going for. But the fit test, and it's just sort of an idea that that Mick and I have thrown around, is to let you guys know exactly where the barrier to entry is. So how instead of going, oh, 5-hour event, I'm not fit enough for that, going, oh, well, here's a workout. If I can do it in under an hour, I'll be able to get through the event. At least then you fucking know. If you're unsure, or like you do the workout in an hour 10, and we haven't made the workout yet, but we will. If you do the event in an hour 10, you know, message me and I'll tell you whether you're going to be able to get through it. If we've said before, if you can get through a 10K obstacle race, you know, which is pretty much, if you can get through the race of pretty much any race supplier in Australia, you can get through this.
Think of the benchmark, guys, as not for us as much, but for you. So, because I know a lot of people, like, take the fact we're doing Ironmans and we're not actually going to even test the waters.
Yeah.
This is your way of testing the waters. This is for you, because I know a lot of people, when they do things, they want to get their head around the unknowable. And the unknowable is not supposed to get your head around. But this is a way for you to sort of feel the waters of, like, okay, where am I at? How's this going to be for me? You might even do it and you might end up just picking a team of awesome people to help get you across. That's good, okay? But it's not a test. It's just a benchmark so you can see where it's at, where you're at. For you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So there is a link in the description, in the comments. That's going to take you direct to our info page. I will just bring it on the screen so you guys can see what we're talking about. Maybe. I didn't do a very good job at that.
Beautiful scenery.
Yeah, that's my background. So Taipan Team, that's sort of a little bit of a background about us and what we do. A little bit of a background about Mick and I, and then how you can get involved there. So
I got to admit, I don't like that photo. It doesn't bring out my eyes.
No, I can cut little holes.
Yeah, probably should have.
Do you want me to Photoshop some eyes in?
That'd be nice, you know. I want them to sparkle.
Okay, I can do that. Love some sparkle. All right, and Sky's just said, can you spell the name of the tribe where the venue is? So the first event will be held in the area of Bunjalung country, who Mick is a descendant of. So, Jim, okay, I'm signed up for February. If I can't get away from work, I'll pass it on to someone else. Mate, definitely appreciate that, Jim. And Matty Day's in as well. So, look, guys, I will try and think of something that we can do as a special thank you for, I guess, the early adopters, the guys who are willing to take a little bit of a gamble on us without having the full details of the event. What I can say is it is going to be on the morning of February the 13th, and it is going to be at Raw Challenge Gold Coast in the Namimba Valley. We're going to be holding the event there, which means we will be able to play on a couple of the obstacles. You know, it's going to be fucking hot. I'll tell you that for free, because it's going to be in the middle of February, which is right near my birthday, and it's always fucking hot on my birthday. So it's going to be warm. They do actually have a really nice water fountain at the end of the mud pits at Raw Challenge. So I think, Mick, what we might do is just sort of stay pretty close to that, so that we can just send, if fuckers look like they're going to pass out, we'll just send them under there.
Oh, I thought you were going to say we get to stay under and they've got to stay in the sun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep planting trees.
Sorry, fully.
Why did we choose the Taipan as our logo? A couple of reasons. It's Australian. It's pretty fucking badass. It's the most venomous snake in the world. The deadliest snake in the world. It's actually not particularly crazy. I think it's actually a pretty timid snake. I think it stays away from you. It's known as the fierce snake as well, the inland taipan. There's a couple of different species of taipan. The coastal taipan, which is sort of in our area, I think is the third deadliest snake in the world. Look, it's badass. It's Australian. It's
You had me at
Mick,
Australian.
yeah, right. Um, I also, sorry, I've missed the
Yeah.
whole thing. The symbol that we drew. So I like the idea of Ouroboros, which is the snake eating its tail. And this is a sign of life, of death, and life cycle, and it's a sign of rebirth. So this is the idea that our event is designed to, you will come out a different person than when you went in. You will be reborn. You will be stronger. You will grow, and that's what it's all about. And that's where the snake eating its tail. There's sort of that infinity sign as well in that logo that you can see here that Mick actually drew by hand. Fucking legend. Yeah, so that's sort of a little bit of the background behind that. And I've had this idea for this event for a fucking long time, probably about 18 months. I've been playing with this. And then everything was put on hold because of COVID. So we were sort of talking early in the year about this, and Mick and I had some chats. We might have even mentioned it in the Bright Ultra. Mick and I talked about it. And then COVID happened and we put it all on hold. So that's sort of why the timing of this. Jim's saying anything you crazy mofos are throwing on, I'm in. Anything, Jim? Come around to my house for a massage. Sean's saying I'll sign up right now as well. Please send the fitness test. Sean, you can definitely do it. Donna, you can definitely do it. If you've gotten through a 10K obstacle race, you can definitely do this. So I know both of you guys personally, you can definitely do it, 100%. Jim's saying, yeah, why? Never mind. All right, guys. Are there any other questions? I did want to keep this short. Sorry, Mick. What do you?
Back up to Matty at the very start. He said something about. Let me see.
By the way, guys, while Mick's looking for that comment.
So when we sign up, you sign up as individual guys, and then as you get closer, you'll get allocated in teams the week beforehand too. When Matty asked if we sign up individual.
Yep. And we look. These are some of the details that we haven't firmed up yet. Don't stress about that. We're pretty good at throwing shit together. And as I said, I think what we'll do is we'll have the group of 60 as a team, and then there may be individual teams. We might break you into groups of 3, groups of 4. It's going to depend on numbers. We're capped at 60. We do have the option, I guess, to run a second event if we sell the first event out. But we haven't really had those talks or made those plans yet. So at this stage, we are just running a single event of 60 people, and I think it will sell out. So get in. Get on it. Tash is saying I'm in for sure. Donna, sweet, thanks. And Jim saying, do I get a good-looking bald guy discount? Yes, you do. No, look, the initial pre-release price, the $137, it is that discounted cost. That's going to be the price will go up a little bit later once we've firmed up a few details. Funzi's saying it's going to be lit. Sign up fast. Happy for you both. It's finally coming together. By the way, guys, I don't have fucking worms. I'm actually sitting on a fitness ball. So if you can see me moving around, you thought I was hula hooping. Just thought I should say something. Nick's just dancing.
I'm just dancing at my stand-up desk.
Coastal taipan is more venomous than the inland taipan. Well,
you
sure? Are my research skills not very good? Anyway,
I'm not getting bitten by either of them.
All of this. Yeah. I did do a little bit of research from a couple of places. I do love Wikipedia though, but we'll find out. We'll know exactly what we're talking about with the snakes before we put our events together. So I think I was on a museum, like the Queensland Museum website is where I was looking. But could be wrong. Jim's saying, did that just pop out?
Yep.
Maybe.
The ball.
We'll talk later, Bull. Ari's saying always. But thank you for doing a quick bit of fact checking for me. Anything else, Mick, to add?
No, that's all I can think of the top of my head.
Cool. we will be back next week with Harder to Kill, guys. Donna's saying loving the beards. We're coming back. Nick's got his Jason Momoa thing happening again. I've got my.
My
who
niece is very
thing.
happy with it.
Your niece is happy with it?
She didn't like me when I shaved it. She said she didn't have an uncle while I had a shaved face.
You're dead to me.
And she's 8.
She's 8. They're savage, man. Kids are savage. They don't give a fuck. They just say what they just say what they want. All right, guys. So I've just thrown in the comments the link, taipanteam.onemorereponline.com. So check that out. That's where you can sign up. That's where there's a little bit more info. So everything we've sort of spoken about already in written form. If you prefer to read than listen. Guys, it will be fucking lit. You know, I take pride in anything that I do. I do a good job of it. If you're gonna do something, do it right or don't fucking do it. Mick, you're the same, and you're a complete lunatic. So I'm really looking forward to working with you and seeing what you come up with and really getting into these, you know, these communities and trying to do a little bit of good. And look, that's probably not going to happen a lot in our first event because we are going to be at the Raw Challenge venue. And the reason that we sort of did that is we don't have to worry about council permits. We don't have to worry about insurance for our first event. So that's sort of the reasoning why we've partnered with them for the initial one. Because otherwise there just wouldn't have been enough time to sort all the details out. So, but eventually we do want to get into, you know, the communities and do some stuff. So, all right, guys, that's all I've got. I'll email this link out. It will be across all my socials as well. It will be in my personal bio on Facebook. It will also be in my Instagram bio as well. If you have any questions, let me know. There is a Taipan group already created. So anyone who has paid, I should have put the link in that payment link. Anyway, I'll send you guys the link to the group. But anyone that pays, it should, from now on, when I go in and edit it shortly, it should have the link to the Facebook group that you'll join. And that's where we're going to be introducing you guys to each other and also giving you guys some clues in the lead up, which will obviously ramp up as we get closer to the event. Cool. Anything else, Mick? Or are we off?
Mate, we're off. I think that's a great one.
Fuck yeah. Peace out, guys. Hope you all had a good holiday period. And go and get after it this week. Try and train off all the beers and the food. Latest.